Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me Matt, we have a 4v4 on Rails Extended. It should be interesting, it's on the Eastern Front, so I suspect there will be a lot of chaos to happen. Let's go for the players, we'll start with the Germans. You have LX, IX as Panzerjäger Tactic straight at the gate for the Waffen-SS. We have Commando Section, also as the Waffen-SS without a commander choice. And we have Rule Marine, also as the Waffen-SS, also without a commander. And finally, we have Assad as the Wehrmacht without a commander choice. Represent the Soviet Union today. We have Blah, starting with Shock Division. And then we have the Fortification 70 as Motorstrelki. And then we have Duel the Mule as tank. Ooh. And finally, Smokey as artillery. So a good mix of stuff from the Soviet Union. First shot's already being shot here in the center with the sappers trying to push up far. But they're gonna get engaged and shut down here by these Storm Pioneers, I think. Unless the Soviets can get another unit up to help. Don't feel they'll have the time though. The Germans also moving down here to get more ground. Don't think these sappers are gonna do much. Probably moved the sappers a little bit too far up too early, I think. Soviets are trying to secure as much ground as possible. Probably more engagement soon. So it's either denying this fuel point because there's a cutoff point here. Germans having issues pushing up on that, I think. But the Soviets are gonna get a lot of manpower up here to deal with the German positions. Soviets also threatening down here again. Looks like a commander section has gone for propaganda. Doesn't recognize that skull symbol on the Storm Grenadier. You also see Volkssturm arriving. Montevideo trying to push up here, but the Germans are already fairly entrenched. There are command choice for the final Soviet player, not German player, I mean. Not yet. We do have a choice here for the Wehrmacht. I think that is Infanterie. Yes, it is. But this is an Eastern Front battle, so this can probably escalate very rapidly into huge engagements, just so you're all aware. Up around back here. Okay. We're not gonna bring over the 7034. I'll just need to lower the sound a little bit for myself on my end. There we go, so it's not too deafening. I don't think it should affect on your guys' end at all. Oh, constant command inside the building up here. That might be actually be a problem for the Storm Pioneers. Yep, that's actually a really big problem. They might actually die. Conscripts do suck at aiming, especially once the squad gets further away. But they actually die. Oh god, that's a big loss. Soviets having a hard time pushing up down here, though. They have to have a roadblock set up to use as cover. Soviets pull up more and more units. Looks like Blah is down to just a sapper, but they are getting a Maxim machine gun. Volkssturm are pushing upwards the road here. As the Germans are finally securing... That's actually not the cutoff point. That's actually where the victory point would be. But the Germans are trying to deny the Soviets from getting the fuel here. By trying to suppress and probably pin the conscripts. Conscripts just stay behind these feeding throws, or whatever they're called. Feeding throws? Something that aspect. But they managed to get the points, so now the Soviets will get more fuel for a bit. Maxim inside the building here, giving the Soviets some overwatch. Conscripts doing their best here, trying to stay behind cover. But the Soviets down here also doing their best with this Montevideo, which are good at long-range combat compared to conscripts, so they will actually do a lot of work behind cover. Maxim here is now getting their work done, already suppressing the Grenadier. Force them to stay down in the trench, but they have to get out of there. Let's keep a conscript inside the building there. And I'm gonna apologize if I miss some of the action, because this is a big match, so I'll not be able to keep an eye on everything. Blumgani in the center here with a scope gewehr 43, taking pot shots towards the Maxim in the building. Getting kills, actually. Doing a pretty good job at it, too. Germans have got the machine gun here, but there is a Dushka coming out into the building here. If the Soviets would jump out with the conscripts there. Let's see. So it's also bringing up medic stations here and actually digging in fortification. Oh, excuse me. Dinging in with fortifications. Universal carry on the field here, unique to Shock Army. Pontevica now being replenished at the front line thanks to the aid station. So they'll keep that fight going. Trying to attrition down the Germans. They should be able to fairly easily, although Pontevica are not the cheapest to replenish, unlike conscripts. Ooh, Germans also getting shots in the center here. Maxim got inside the building. It does have an angle though. Quickly pinning down the Storm Grenadier. Probably don't want to stay there. You know, the Soviets are digging in a lot of roadblocks down here. But lots of German troops are trying to dig in as well. Panzer on the field as well with the Panzerbüchse. Krakow surviving in the front line to reinforce from. Because the Soviets Pontevica being handed out marksman rifles, but I think the Sturmgewehrs are starting to take a toll on them. This prolonged firefight. Yeah, the Sturmgewehrs are doing a lot of work. I think the Soviets just retreat a little bit, regroup for a while. I don't think they can stay there. But the biggest are pulling back to heal.
Vehicles can be marked and targeted.
Universal carrier driving up. We are going to see some shock Pontevica at the field soon. Universal carrier is doing a pretty good job there. Maxims are stopping the Germans pushing up further down here. Officer on the field as well for the shock army. Birds are digging in on the hill here. They so far are preventing the Germans from getting this fuel, but the Germans have also prevented the Soviets from having the one down here, obviously. Well, now all the marksman rifles are starting to show here. Look at all the bodies of all the Soviets that have died. Little command charge here from Cruel Marine. Maxims are starting to take a lot of shots towards the Germans, though. So it's also digging in with a trench here by looks of it. We're just fortifying. Oh, and because the artillery, we actually see the unique ability, or will upgrade. Weapon teams can get up to 9 men for 45 munitions. So that's a 9-man Maxim squad. That can actually hold for a while, plus that's 3 extra rifles to defend itself with. Not bad at all. So it's pushing up more troops here for the center. Bogsturm is keeping them at bay for now, and we also have the Sturm Grenadiers supporting behind. With an MT-42 and Gewehr 43. Molotov coming in. A Bannflash in return, killing the Fontevigi. We have a Duschke machine gun coming up here. And by sappers. Soviet Fontevigi is pushing up. Universal carrier got cleared probably because of the Panzerjäger somewhere. With shock troopers trying to push up here. But that's a lot of Sturmgewehrs. Yeah, those Sturmgewehrs just mowed them down. It's very hard to push up on German infantry with Sturmgewehrs in a defensive position. As it should be. Smoke is allowing the officer to come up and try though, which is a risky maneuver. They have decaptured the fuel though, so the officer's gonna try and make a run for it. For a bit. Yeah, he's been spotted, so he's running back now. Lots of firefights going on. Yeah, well, the search is taking in along the front here. Duschke trying to suppress the Foxsturm. Force them back. We also have a motor Strelke on the field here, so some motor guards being equipped with a marksman rifle. Does prevent from getting the double DPM, but that means you can get just a normal DPM or SVTs if you want. Sturmgewehrs are pushing up on the southern flank here, but they will run into a Maxim. They will take out the aid station though, I think. One more Sturmgrenadiers coming out to the field. As Panzer, you do get Sturmgewehrs for the Sturmgrenadiers, so it's a pretty good choice to just use those, I think. Order ramming here for Cruel Marine. Looks like we have a mechanized push from the northern flank. Too bad there's a Duschke. But Duschke needs to target down the half track. It is switching target, but it's a long range.
We have more conscripts at our disposal.
Now the Germans run out. Ooh, just in time. They also had the tank on the team there. And now the Germans are suffering heavy losses. I think they only lost one squad, though. It could have been worse. Germans sitting in the center, more Foxsturm running around. Lots of Foxsturm to show up the front line. Booby trap is set up in this point. So I believe propaganda can do with someone else. Yeah, so it basically stops those conscripts from their attempts. Conscripts are still trying though, and they are actually doing well just because they're suppressed. And behind heavy cover. But there they go. Didn't get it in time. Proudmo on the southern flank. Germans do have a Panzerbüchse and a pack. Not going to be the easiest for the Soviets to push up on. Or motor guards here, DPM and marksman rifles. Holding down this little intersection. Just going to try to lay some artillery alongside a mortar. The Soviets can't really push up here easily. But the Soviets are going to be able to secure the point, or at least decapture it. Oh, that's an incendiary grenade. Yeah, I don't think the Soviets will be able to take the munitions, but they have decaptured it. They actually might be able to take it because the smoke is covering them. Now the Fortification is coming up. Artillery strike there from the Soviet officers. Soviets will be able to get the munitions point. That's a big deal. Proudmo also opening up. Pack can sit open fire though, so the Proudmo pulls back. Molotov. Or conscript did die for it. Mthis is taking a lot of shots now from the Sturmgewehrs. Very dangerous, that. You also have the guards moving a little bit up here now. If the guards can use the heavy cover here, they could really do some damage, I think. Indeed, we are going to see some guards moving up here. Don't get access to all the heavy cover, but it'll help. And they are doing well with that marksman rifle and the DPM. Laying out a lot of firepower on the German position. Or conscripts pushing up as well. Might have another German assault. They're doing a lot of mortars. Those are cruel marines just going for a lot of support at the moment, but haven't gone for any commander yet either. Laying down a lot of suppressive fire here in the Soviet Union. Mortars not really getting the best kills though, and the extra men will help this machine gun survive for longer. Building does go up in flames though. And the sandbag is gone. Bunker being set up here by the Soviet Union. Good push from the center. Pack has been cleared. The Germans could just reman it, and looks like the Foxsturm will work on that. Lots of Foxsturm nearby here. Germans are going to do another assault for the northern flank here. Jaeger's pushing up with scopes, Sturmgewehrs. Right into a Dushka. But they're throwing a fragmentation grenade. Dushka cleared out. Maxim was also cleared out. But the Soviets could reman that. Sturmgrenadier is also pushing up here. I do like Eastern Front fights. They're pretty cool to watch. Yeah, I think the Soviets are going to lose this flank because the Germans pushing up pretty well here together. Usage of grenades and supports, especially with the mortars. A cool marine could still specialize into something. They probably wait to see what they should do. Can't kill the gunner there. My hay fever started to work up now, which is absolutely annoying, by the way, so I apologize if I sound a little weird in that aspect. Oh, we also have extra crew on the mortar here, thanks to the upgrade. Very nice. Because they needed extra rifles to help defend it. We also have the Bulgarian army called onto the field now. Unique battle group available to artillery, I'm pretty sure. We have the Bulgarian army on the battlefield. Germans do hold the northern fuel here, but they're not getting any fuel out of it. They have denied it to the Germans that way, but the Krautmower is moving up, and there's a lack of things to fight the Krautmower. This Krautmower is actually just having free reign at the moment, but the pack is quickly rolling up. Just to quickly try and take the point back, if they can get rid of that machine gun. And here comes the pack. And that's a deck crowd more. Conscripts used to grab the max and then merge in. Doesn't maintain the free extra men though. Bulgarian's gonna grab that PTRS. They're gonna be on anti-tank duty, anti-vehicle duty. 24-2 still doing the best here behind this little tractor. Under last for long though. Probably just get out of there, I think, but it's trying to delay the Soviets as much as it can. It's been pinned now. You have a Panzer Sherman on the battlefield here for the Panzerjägers, which is unique to them. Although I'm really not sure how much the Germans would have used the Sherman Panzers on the Eastern Front, if at all. Also smoke shells are landing as well around here. The firefight continues in earnest. This 4th HQ of the propaganda tactics is keeping the Volkssturm ready to fight for the most part. We also have a flamethrower half-track called in, waiting in reserve. We also have an Aufklar here, just keeping an eye on the Soviets on the southern flank. We have a Soviet major on the field with their forward HQs enabled here. Oh, we have shock troopers armed with PPSHs. Just a normal shock front, so we can not full-on shock troopers though. Not the expensive variant, but they're still pretty decent. So they have 2 PPSHs for drum magazines each. They could still get another weapon though. Sappers pushing up with satchel charges. Oh! They're going to destroy the HQ there. And then a grenade going up for the machine gun. Shock troopers coming up behind. Oh, this could actually be a problem here for the Germans, but it... Oh, that was a lot of mortars. That actually stopped the Soviets from pushing up, I think. Oh. And then the Sturmgewehr mowed them down. Why the Panzer pulling back after being shot by something. Germans are preparing a massive infantry assault still. They even have some stormtroopers, unique to infantry commanders, so are the Jaegers actually. Pretty good infantry. Flamethrower half-track driving up now. Probably not the best choice against what they're facing at the moment. Especially when there's a Dushka nearby. E-45 is going to be arriving shortly. Will certainly be a problem. We also have a Katyusha on the field already. Orders are arriving here for the artillery commander. Just laying down some artillery fire every now and then. This actually has 15 kills. This mortar's done a good job counter-barraging, I think. Oh, got hit there, but the extra crewman is actually helping survive a lot easier. The counter-barrage fights continues. Being pretty good against the German ones there. So the Germans tried to move up with some infantry, but they got mowed down. Well, Bulgarians getting hit hard there by the mortar. But the Soviet counter mortars doing their best here. First pushing food for the sender. So the motor guards on the move as well. And Sabas have been surrounded here. Pinned, and they're gone. Bolts are being prepared here by the conscripts. They managed to get it off. But the machine gun here is just going to kill them. But the Viking pushing up with their marksman rifles, getting very close here to the front line. One squad goes down. The T-4045s are being prepared back here. And more motor guards as well. Lots of motor guards. Nice to see. We're going for a lot of elite infantry here for the armored tank division. Ooh, 9-man Mthis gun. I like that Smokey's actually using their faction or well, commander advantage here. Because 9-man Mthis guns, that's actually a little bit more difficult to attack. Because that's 3 extra rifles you have to worry about.
The enemy is trying to destroy a structure.
They can remain operational for a while. KV-8 also coming up for the artillery commander. Yeah, Comanches here from Crew Marine. It is Panzerjäger. So we have double Panzerjäger here for the Waffen-SS. Because they really want to prevent any Soviet heavy armor from arriving. Or at least doing much once it arrives. T-45s are built up though, they just need to get moving. They're probably waiting for a third. Because then they can move together and support each other. We also have the SS Panzer Division veterans here. You can only have one of them at the field at a time. You need some propaganda. Lots of mortars here still. Trying to damage the front line of the Soviets and the Bulgarian squad. Panzer IV J command tank with some German infantry behind it. There's a lack of AT guns here, so it should be fine. Just need to not get too close because those guards have Panzerfausts. They're still holding fire down here. There's another T-30-45 to fight on the southern flank. The Beutepanzer I don't think can deal with an 85 though. Not sure the Germans were designed to fight T-34s after all. But likewise, you could say the T-34 was never designed to fight Germans. A light infantry gun? Yes, we have a light infantry gun here for the Wehrmacht. Nice to see. Been surprisingly good now that people have started using it. Just need to be a little bit closer to the enemy, so. Germans trying to capture the center again. We have a lot of T-30-45s being prepared here. Just opening fire somewhere up here. Ooh, taking out some of the German mortars. Actually, all of them. That's a big loss for them. There's a Siskin up here now, and that's the 9-man one. KV arriving here with some penal troops, some Strafniki. Or Strafnoi, apparently is saying that. To probe the front line and push through. There's a pack though. And the KV series, unless it's a KV-1E, it's not that impressive armor-wise at this point in the war. That's it. It is a flamethrower tank. You can see was one penetration there. But close enough to incinerate the squad though. Panzerfaust might go off, but no, it keeps reversing. The flamethrower is now causing issues.
We have lost the machine gun crew.
Like the flamethrower on the KV-8 is very dangerous. Stu-42 up here, punching through the German defenses, Soviet defenses I mean. Not really hit much to the hill at least. This got a good penetration there. Artillery calling in on the area though. So I think the Sirs might want to pull back. KV-8 trying to flank. Here comes artillery. Playing out the Sis guns and the 8 machine guns, but here comes the T-30-45s.
One of our AT guns has been neutralized.
Lots of T-30-45s on the move here. But the machine guns and cannons aren't really the best suited for... Well, the machine guns are, but the Germans are behind cover. But the cannons aren't really suited for fighting infantry. I don't know why they just ordered to fight at infantry, because that's not what the intended purpose is. KV-8 pushing up. Doing a lot of work here. The Beutepanzer is moving up to stop it. Beutepanzer can probably kill the KV-8 from the rear pretty easily. We also have a Stu on the field. Pets, I mean, actually, not a Stu. There's a Stu as well, but... Ooh, KV-8 is holding up surprisingly well. But one more penetration and it should be done for. Hits are got hit there by the fire. There it goes. Burning up. Looks like it's fuel tank or something called fire. T-34 is pushing down here. Also shock troopers being prepared here. A big push here on the center flank. But MT-42 is going to mow down a lot of the Soviets as they come through. Oh, they're reloading the machine gun. Now they're reloaded and they're ripping into the shock troopers. Hitting them all down. More Soviets push up. Explosives being loaded. Panzerfaust are being fired though. Explosive missed. More and more T-40-45s are arriving here. And on the northern flank, the 85s. That's a lot of 85s. Jagdpanzer on the northern flank. 85s being shut down out here in the open. Rogues popped here by the 85s. They might pull back. But the Soviets have the fuel point again. Germans are keeping the 85s at bay pretty well and reliably. Trying to destroy the munitions that are being called in. Or the officers trying to get them anyway. Panzerwerfer, I think. You see it? 85 takes up one of the Panzer Force. Howards are going up here now for the artillery commander. Well, mortar team is almost down to no people now. It is a full veterancy one, but they'll be lost here shortly. Jagdpanzers now arriving for the Germans. Help hold down all the Soviet armor that's arriving. Because we're seeing a lot of heavy Soviet armor. Ah, here's the Panzerwerfer.
Ready to execute.
Oh, veteran mortar might actually make it. Looks like it does. Would be a waste to lose a veterancy fire mortar after all. Because the T-40-45s are relocating. Germans have prepared some battlements down here with a pack. I imagine the troops do have Panzerfausts. They do. Even if they're pushing up here the best they can. Going all the fortifications bit by bit. Ooh, there's lack of things to suppress them here. The MG42 is already into work. One emplacement now. Max is setting up though. And more howitzers being paid here by the Soviet Union. Germans move back just in time. We also have some penal troops just holding up here. Germans are trying to scavenge though. Good to see. That's a very important feature you have to do as the Germans late game if you can get to the wrecks. Oh, we have an armor push down here. They've also taken some big hits though. Explosive loaded. Ooh, 80 gun cleared out though. And that's a huge issue here now for the Germans. This means they only have Panzerfaust to work with, and they can relocate some armored forces though. A good little attack there from the Soviet Union, and we already see more infantry pushing up behind it soon. Dunga is really working out. We also have a Goliath arriving here. I do think the T-34s, 85s are just wasting their shells though on infantry. We have a KP-2 arriving here. Fortification trying to push up here. Lots of firefighting going on all over the place. Take a shot on the Sherman. No, it doesn't know it's there at the moment. Now it's been auto. This one has been auto only focused vehicles. That's good to see. Oh, good KP-2 shot. That's gonna force the Germans back. 85 firing on the Sherman. There we go. There is a Jagdpanzer nearby. We're also gonna see a Jagdtiger soon. Oh, Goliath blows up there, destroying most of the guards. Cheeky little Goliath. Rockets are being aimed. I think it's Katusha, yep. Jagdpanzer got taken out.
A medium tank was destroyed.
Germans are making a push on the northern flank. Over the open field here. But Howitzer is doing some damage. I think that's the Howitzers. I have to say at this point. Ooh, triple howitzer here for the artillery commander. Panzerwerfer is trying to find return though. Doing some damage. But the Soviets pushing up aggressively down here. I think the Waffen-SS flank is being overrun, but there's the Jagdtiger. That's actually everything LX has. I don't count the medics, really. Oh, that's gonna suck for LX. They've lost everything in a short amount of time. And that flag is actually destroying their own HQ. Good high explosive though. 85s cannot fight that thing frontally. Panzer IV arriving here for one of the Waffen-SS players. Now the Germans still try to probe the northern flank. But Soviets keeping a hold of it for now.
One of our emplacements is under attack.
The penals are just there to be a distraction really and hold the line. Flying in droves to do so, to earn their honor back or something, in the name of the motherland.
Just give the order, and our men will hold this position to the last breath.
That actually sounds about right at a Soviet announcer.
We have a new team.
Hold it until the last breath. 85's in the center pushing up.
Ready for combat.
Germans are lacking AT equipment. We do have the Jagdtiger. Oh, Panzer taken up by a Katyusha rocket.
Grenadier, ready for action.
More and more motor guards on the field. They're using the trenches now. That's a big outage. That might be from the shock army. Looks like it. Needs to look like a big enough explosion for it on 152mm. But the sheer amount of 85s is definitely just gonna pressure the Germans further and further back, I think. Unless that Jagdtiger can stabilize their front line. Trying to push up here, but that's a lot of 85s. They could quickly just crush it. But they need to coordinate to do that, I think. That's why the 85's taken out. So they're just trying to rush it though with AT grenades. But I don't think they can pierce the front of that thing. Because that is the most heavily armored vehicle in the game, I think. On its front. But the Jagdtiger is very hard to pierce. They're still threatening up here the best they can. But so is keeping it at bay. Howitzers keep firing. Lots of T-45 still. We have one on the flank down here too. And Germans in a very precarious position. Here comes more of the shock infantry. Shock army Fortification. So it's control both fuel points. They pushed Germans pretty far back. They even pushed a little bit of a bolt in here with conscripts, but they're getting mowed down by Sturmgewehrs. Stormtrooper has to run though. Panzer IV coming up for the infantry. Sturmheim is behind here. Rockets from the Katyusha. Very widespread though because it's longest range, I think. Ostwind arriving now. Not sure how much an Ostwind will do. These shock funds, we do lack the good AT grades though, so they have problems getting close. But I think the Ostwind can kill them. It's not really doing that well on it.
The Commissar is prepared to join our forces to help inspire our men.
85 is relocating down there to deal with it. 85 will be able to kill the Ostwind pretty easily. And that's it, Ostwind. Panzer IV and Jagdtiger keep an eye on this part of the map as best they can. Another one of the 52mm is firing down here. Definitely still a problem here for the Germans, I feel. The overwhelming might of the Soviet Union is just starting to show. Several T-44-76s are being prepared by the artillery division. Probably gonna do their own armored push in the northern flank where they build up. A double Katyusha now for the Soviets. Germans gonna try to take the fuel point back. They definitely need it. There's some grenadiers here with MP40s. Would be enough to keep the conscripts at bay. Probably, yeah. They decide to run instead. Well, I think they could have stayed because of the suppression provided by the Jagdtiger. So we push in the center with their Fortification. Dunga is sitting up behind the stone wall though. Doing a good job with their NG-42 and the rifle grenade. And the Volksgrenadiers up here with their Sturmgewehr. Unique to them if you're playing as Infanterie, can really make your Volksgrenadiers really dangerous at medium range. Lots of artillery shells are just being fired now by the Soviet Union, trying to decimate the front lines or the rear lines of the Germans. Something to that caliber, I think. And several more T-44 76s being prepared. I'm calling in artillery here for the Wehrmacht. So conscripts just keep probing the center. It's a good use of conscripts because you can just send them forwards to do that. They're so cheap, you can just kind of throw them into a meat grinder. Even cheaper if you're playing as rifle company. Or rifle division, I mean. Oh, German artillery arriving here on the Soviet artillery's front line. .5 centimeter, I think. Yep, 10.5 centimeter. Which is just firing. This has done a pretty good job so far. Take that one HQ there. T-45 is pushing on the southern flank. Need to be cautious though with that Jagdtiger around. We do have a Tiger is called in here by the propaganda tactics. You need 2 propaganda tactics. A Totenkopf Tiger is. Really a pretty dangerous prospect, but the Soviets should be able to handle it well with 85s. Because its armor is not the most effective against an 85mm at this point in the war. Its 88mm gun will still do a lot of work though. Kino's being used to regrab equipment. That's always a thing you can use for them. Panzer's trying to sneak up, but they're being suppressed by all the machine gun fire. And not really working out the best for these conscripts. But they're just being used to probe the front line anyway. Germans going to be able to secure the fuel point again. Germans have snuck up an Aufklar over here. Very nice. Infanterie get their Kampfkraft center now, which means all the units, infantry anyway, will buy a bit 23.
We have field artillery ready for deployment.
So he's pushing through the center here with Pontoviki and Saba. But I think the Germans will be able to keep it at bay with all the machine gun fire. Yep. So Soviets full back. That's a lot of 85s back there though. And we have a second Jagdtiger now. Wow. That's a lot of heavy armored vehicles on the front line for the Germans today. But I guess this is the Eastern Front. There's a lot of action and chaos going on. Or more shock army Pontoviki coming onto the field. Artillery shells are landing. Patricia's firing close range here. Well, somewhat close range.
We have lost contact with a heavy tank.
Here's the 85s. One Jagdpanzer down there. Oh, they might try and flank the Jagdtiger and the Tiger Ace. They're just pushing forwards. Big Soviet push here. But the Jagdtiger can just turn to face this. But Soviets just pushing through. Oh, the Jagdtiger is moving this way though. They're noticing where the Jagdtiger is though. 185 taking out there. 85 is trying to get behind the rear lines. I'll take out units the best we can. They're being taken out. The heavy German armor with their big guns are actually coordinating somewhat.
We are suffering vehicle losses.
That's gonna repulse that Soviet attack.
Brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
You do have another big push down here with several more T-34 85s. But the Jagdtiger has already turned around to face it. And the Jagdtiger can just stop these pushes frontally. Like, the 85s can't do anything, but here comes the 76s on the northern flank. We do have a Panzerjäger prepared up here, and a Panzer 4H, but will that be enough? There's also a head side. Don't think this will be enough unless the Panzerfaust can really pay off. Here comes the 76s. Half-class got spotted because the T-34s got close. The Germans now know it's coming. So the Air Force flies overhead as well. Big operation going on. Oh, they rammed the AT gun! Yeah, that's a thing you can do, actually. Oh, the Germans are being overrun up here, but they will be able to repulse it, I think. Thanks to Panzerfausts. But the T-34s are still doing a lot of damage. They might have to take out this armored HQ. Jagdtiger is quickly trying to get up there, but quickly is not something that's in its vocabulary. And they take out the armored Panzer HQ. But the T-34s are just going to keep driving forwards. They're going for the Wehrmacht base. Oh boy. You have some Panzer... No, they actually don't have Panzerfaust on the Grenadier. But they actually did manage to penetrate. They have no Panzerfaust on the infantry. They don't have the small Panzerfaust on the Jägers, but it's not enough. When they actually take out their main HQ building. Sturmgrenadiers are coming up behind though. And while this is going on, the Soviets also pushing here, they got suppressed. Thanks to the light infantry guns' work. But there they go, the T-34s have been taken care of. But they did a lot of damage. T-34 76 did a lot of damage there. Jagdtiger on the southern flank is getting a lot of kills here. Half-track forcing the conscripts off the point. ISU 122 here. Will that be enough to deal with a Jagdtiger though? Probably not. '85 dying up here with some more troops. So the offensive keeps trying to go on. Jagdtiger kills it. Probably a good idea they allocated a Jagdtiger to each flank at the moment. But that's probably going to do a lot of work keeping the Soviets at bay. Look at all these T-45s though. Are they going to try and rush the Jagdtiger? Like if they drop smoke around, they could probably rush up on it really closely. Are there going to be a distraction while the SU-122 moves up? Jagdtiger is going to see the 85s now. One down. 85's getting very close though. Popping smoke. Getting around the flank. Oh, the Jagdtiger's in trouble. It's being outflanked. There's no support. Oh, one penetration there. They need one more penetration and it's gone. Oh, but the Tiger is nearby to support it. But Jagdtiger's down! Tiger is quickly rushing up though, but that might be a mistake. No, looks like it might work out this time. Oh, we have more 85s pushing up. The Soviets are just overrunning them. Tiger is down. SU-122 also driving up. One Panzer down. Panzerfaust could be used by the Volkssturm there. Panzer IV just thread the needle. Oh, and now the Soviet tanks are in trouble. Panzerfaust is going to take a while before it's ready again. But the Soviets have lost their bolt to those Panzerjägers. But 85 running for another player. And this is a very good Eastern Front battle, I'll say that.
The enemy has killed another infantry squad.
This is like catastrophic losses on both sides here. Just pushing up for the northern flank again. Oh, good job with the sys gun there. Because the Germans are going to try and get a boiler Panzer T-34 on the field here. They need everything they can get. And it is serving the Germans to do a lot of the on the eastern front. They used a lot of the enemy equipment. I think they did the same to the western front really, but not to the same extent. Eastern front they used a lot of the Soviets equipment. All T-3476s are being prepared though. The Serbs keep up the pressure and more units arriving. The grenades are gonna kill that machine gun, I think. Nope, still one guy left. That's why I make a run for it. So it's just keep arriving with troops after troop. It's a never stop. It's a never-ending wave of them. Red Air Force flies overhead again. Boy, the Panzer has been recruited here. Oh well, yeah, it is technically recruit when you think about it. Attrition are preparing for a barrage somewhere. But it's fairly cheap to fire actually. The Soviets are pushing very deep in the best they can. 85, so taking a lot of damage though as they push up. And the Soviet house is just plowing into the Germans. Attrition opening fire here. It takes out the line infantry guns, but doesn't really hurt the vehicles much. E-3476 is on the move. I don't think they want to engage the Jagdtiger frontally. Although the 85s did manage to take out the one down here, so could be. Oh, it looks like they stole the 85, but they might not be able to save it. Here comes the Fortification. And that's a lot of them. And they're gonna prevent that from being stolen. Duke trying to hold down here. T-76 is gonna do a big push up here. I want to see how bad this is gonna go for them. Try to make a rush. No, not yet. So I'm gonna keep an eye on the minimap. Meanwhile, the Soviet infantry is pushing down here. Very aggressively. T-34 is making their move up here now. Activating their flanking speeds. Oh, big explosion there. Jagdtiger's not gonna die here, I think. Oh, they're ramming with one. Dazing it. That's a fair amount of damage. Taking out the Panzer 48 as well. And this one's gonna get killed, I think. You need a Panzerfaust on it. There it goes. And that is some chaotic fighting right there. We have another Jagdtiger down here again. But the Germans on the southern flank have lost practically everything. And the Soviets are bringing more and more units onto the battlefield. Heavy mortars as well. So many T-34s. And that is what you expect from the Soviet Union, so... Maximum artillery just suppressing all the Germans and trying to make their way over here. Soviet meat grinder has slowly just ground down the Germans, I think. So I don't think the Germans can keep up this attrition. They've lost too much.
Brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
And the Grenadiers have to pull back here. Look at all these 85s just scattered around in the center here. Soviets just have the presence. They can just keep pulling things out. And also the center Germans losing their Tiger Ace, that was definitely a big loss as well. But the Jagdtiger is still holding on the northern flank here pretty reliably. But the Russians going to do another T-3476 push up. They might, but that's going to take a while to build up again. Like, it's a big investment to just start on doing. German infantry again on the southern flank here, just the 9th versus 17th versus Grenadiers. A cheaper Rhine unit you can get if you're playing as Panzerjäger. Equipped with MP40s for cheap, I think. 30 munitions for him, that's okay. You know, the Soviets also digging in as they push up here with their sappers. Building fortified positions. Oh, there's a mine there. Oh, there's a mine field, you can actually see the sign. 85 is going for a shot at the Stuk. Taken out. And the 85s are very, very dangerous. And that Volkssturm is basically done for. There it goes. Need repairs for this Jagdtiger.
Standing by for setting of command post.
Where's the big howitzer for the shock army? It's over here. Still firing. Well, its kills doesn't count because of some weird bug or something. I think all the specific explosions for certain big ones don't actually count, and I don't know why. If the force pushing for the center. Busting deep, but there's not a lot to stop them. There's some spine miner, but that's mostly hurting the infantry around them. Do a Panzerfaust from the Volkssturm. But they don't get it off. We're not looking good for the Mthis here. Goliath driving onto the battlefield. As more and more 85s are driving through. It's not looking good for the Mthis. Jagdpanzer on the flank though. Jagdtiger is about to be flanked. It's actually being overrun. It doesn't have its loader. And there it goes. Catastrophic losses for the Germans here. And now they're just gonna aim straight for the German base. So the T-34s are just overrunning everything. This is why you need to use a lot of mines. And the Germans lose this one, apparently. Well, this was quite some action. I hope you all enjoyed it. I certainly did. I'll see you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.